world is a mess. In case you haven't noticed, it is a flipping mess. And it always has been, quite frankly. A quick perusal of history will show that there has never been a time in history when peace has reigned on the whole earth. Except maybe while Adam and Eve were here, but we all know what happened after that, and it's been a wreck ever since. Train wreck. So, God has indeed done something by sending Christ and all that that entails. In my observation, all that Christ has done is not enough, because the world is still a mess. It's just as much of a mess now as it was when he was here and thousands of years before he was here. No doubt when he was here, he did a lot of good. And he healed tons of people, set all kinds of people free, told the truth. And the entire work of Christ spiritually, which is explained by the Apostle Paul mostly, but several others in the New Testament. It's all a great thing in its entirety. I would like to see more, quite frankly. I would like to see the world actually be changed for the better. I don't know. I do know about you. You would too. We all would. Most of us, anyways. The majority of us would really like to see it changed for the better. How is that really going to happen? When Christ was here, for whatever reason, his reach was limited to the geographical area that he lived in. I don't understand this, but that's the way it was. He being an unlimited, infinite being, for whatever reason, his practical reach of the day, well, I don't know how to say it. Let's just say that while he was here, his reach only extended so far. We know that his reach has since extended around the world. But yet, we still don't see the major change in the world that would happen if there were, say, a million Christs walking around, or a billion Christs walking around, or several billion Christs walking around doing what he did, and having the impact that he had on people's spirits and souls and minds and bodies and lives in general. The point I'm trying to make is that we need more. We need more of Christ in the world, because the world is still a flipping mess for the most part. So, what is God's solution to this? To get millions and billions of Christs walking around. That really is the solution. If we had millions and billions of Christs walking around on the world, well, the world would be fixed. That's where you and I come in. We are, in essence, little Christs in the world. The majority of Christian people that I have known in my life have struggled tremendously with their own humanity, myself included, which has greatly limited our effectiveness as little Christs in the world. This is due, in part, to the fact that as people place their faith in Christ in contemporary Christianity, they are instructed on what to do now that they have placed their faith in Christ. When what they really need to be instructed in is who Christ is in them and who they are in Christ. That needs to be taught and instructed infinitely more and infinitely beyond what you should do. Infinitely more. Here's the effect of the one, this big. This is what you can accomplish through what you can do. Okay? All the things you can do now that you're a Christian. This much effectiveness. Finding out who Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, the Son of the Creator of all the universe, is in you is infinite. Because he himself is infinite and unlimited in power, size, ability, scope, wisdom, goodness, etc., etc., etc. Here's what you can do. Here's what I can do. Here, to infinity and beyond, because infinity never ends, is what he can do. And here's what you can do, and here, to infinity and beyond, is what you can do in him. I had a lot of great teachers, boy, when I put my faith in Christ, and I love them, every single one of them, and I'm eternally grateful to every single one of them for what they did for me and taught for me. And how I wish that there had been more emphasis on who Jesus Christ, the infinite Son of the infinite Creator of all things, is. The one who has no limits. Spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, in every single way. He has no limits. None. How I wish there had been more instruction on who he was and who he is in me, instead of what I could do. Because man, when they started telling me what I could do, boy, it just fed my pride, my youthful zeal and enthusiasm, and I went out to conquer the world, boy, for Christ. Oh man. And I'm not saying there was no value in it. There was limited value in it. Here's the value of what I did, what I could do in my own zeal and enthusiasm and youthful strength. Because I started at age 19, and boy was I youthful and zealous. And to infinity and beyond, infinitely beyond, is what Christ can do in his power. How I wish somebody would have taught me that. Because that's the way to get billions of little Christs walking around on this planet and changing it. Not focusing on what you can do. We need to focus on him and who he is in us.